So I just watched Brett Cooper's video on OnlyFans and her thoughts about it. And I just kind of wanted to respond to it. I just got some yogurt. It's just yogurt. So here's what I want to say. There's this big idea of like public and private, and then accessibility and trust. So as you go out into the world, people, men, it's mostly men, they're saying all these things like, I love my wife, I'm devoted, I'm this, I'm that. Okay, like that, if they are saying those things and they're practicing them, that's good. That's good. But, and it's not clear, OnlyFans is making like a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Pornhub has a ton of views. The people watching this stuff and making that part of society grow are men. So look at the numbers here. If all the men claim to want marriages and kids and chastity, why are they sitting up here watching porn and then putting all of their money behind OnlyFans girls? That's what's really happening. So some part of it isn't making sense. Now, I feel like a lot of my personal worldview, I feel like it agrees a lot with like Khadijah Mumbai. It's so funny that like yogurt is whatever. Yeah. I feel like I agree with Khadijah the most in terms of like, I don't know, around topics of like where women fit into this, because I just feel like women get exploited, especially black women, There's this idea of like purity and chastity, and everything that has to do with it is kind of anti-black. Just in terms of media propaganda. I don't know, in real life, you know, I don't know, whatever. But, and some of the things that Brett said, I think are, I think they make sense. So she was basically saying like, she doesn't want to take on roles that have to do with like when she was an actor, she didn't want to take on roles where she played a character that had any sex scenes, and she like her whole brand, she doesn't want to like show her body on the internet and all of these things, right? Now here's the part where I feel like I don't think that her opinion is bad. I just think that like this can't be a serious conversation for black women, and here's why. There's actually context around this. Like culturally, like a lot of women of color have these like voluptuous bodies. This is why like if you look at what happened with like J-Lo's dress, in reality she just fucking wore a dress to an award show. But the internet freaked out. Like everyone freaked the fuck out over J-Lo's dress. And when you really think about it, there have been plenty of women in the past who'd worn dresses. So many women in the past have worn dresses. And they'd worn dresses that were way more like flamboyant or show-off-ish than this dress that J-Lo wore. But why is it when she wore it, it broke the fucking internet? You know what I mean? Like, come on, be serious. Like, it's because like her, you know, her body. And so the OnlyFans girl that Brett clips in her video, she's talking about how she realized that she was able to make money from her body. Now, I think this is a big part of like hypersexualization that we have to be a little more clear about. Like, hypersexualization is this idea that like mostly women, but sometimes they do it to men too. Like, you are only your body. Like, your body is what you have. All of your other things don't matter. This is one of the main reasons, like, for me, in terms of my social media and kind of the way that I present myself. I am all face, okay, and feelings. I think that my body is okay, and I'm proud of my body, don't get me wrong. But also, like, I personally could never do like sex work or OnlyFans, and it's mostly just because of like the shame and the exploitation. Like, I think that men are vile, and even men who I feel like I've trusted have just displayed vile tendencies. And so if that's the case with men that I trust, imagine how awful it would be with men that I don't trust. And with OnlyFans, it's just a monetary transaction, so no one really cares. This is another reason why I had to get off of like dating type of apps. I just started to realize like people are just trying to curate an image online of like, I can't even explain, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're trying to pretend to be something that I guess will make you want them. Because they say like, all women want this, all men want this, it's like, it's not true. Any perspective that you hear from one person, all it is their one point of view. It is not representative of everybody in society, most people in society. It is just reflective of their personal point of view. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think one thing, though, that I heard from that girl that I wish she would understand, she was saying how, oh, it's so hard, like, employers are going to look at her OnlyFans or something, and, oh, it's so hard to reintegrate, now she wants to turn her life over to God. Be serious right now. Like, the biggest supermodels, the biggest like celebrities, rappers, especially the female ones, have pretty much all hypersexualized themselves. So if you are literally trying to go from a place of like sex work to not sex work, I think you just have to be like really upfront about the fact that like, I'm not a sex worker anymore, if that's your case. And I don't know why she was trying to like skip and hop around it. Like, you really do come to a place in your life where it doesn't make sense to like run from the shit that's real for you. You just have to know that it's real, acknowledge it, and then just like literally face it like head on. Like, why are you running from it? Like, and then she was talking about like, oh, if I have a daughter one day in my family, what are they gonna think? Okay, like, this is a part where I feel like y'all need to stop telling other people's stories. Like, if you have a daughter and she sees that you've done some sex work or she sees pictures of your body, like, well, be honest. Like, how do you think she would feel? Like, do you think that she thinks that her mother's body is ugly or awful? Or do you think she will feel bad that you were sharing your body with another male? Like, what is the part that is going to be so awful if you do choose to have children that you would want to like not? Like, in what world would it be like unexplainable, the choice that, like, there was some reason that you chose to do the OnlyFans in the first place? And what makes you think it would be so shameful for you to just explain that to her? Like, what? I think that y'all are taking some stuff. Some stuff just doesn't make any sense. This society, to me, all of it just doesn't make any sense. It's the same people who will be like, we are anti-OnlyFans. We are anti-sex work. We don't like naked women, and there will be like the same people who are totally like following Kendall Jenner as she's like nude everywhere, you know. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I'm not, everyone, especially women, should have the right to like go to the beach and feel sexy if they want to, and put on a bikini if they want to, or even go to the gym and wear like gym clothes, if that, like, whatever the thing is that women want to do, they have a right to do it. And I feel like most of the issue is that men out here believing that they have some sort of like right over women's body, and they just don't. And it's just weird. It's weird.